So we have seen how to model the temperature rise during the machining using the thermal aspect of machining. So now we'll look at the a numerical question in very details. So we are given with orthogonal machining and we need to determine the temperature rise or the maximum temperature of chip. We are given with material properties and machining constants as this. Alpha is given, T1 is given, tau as shear strength, velocity, the chip width of the machining or chip, mu is the friction angle, lambda is the friction angle, mu is the friction coefficient, rho is the density of material of workpiece, k is the thermal conductivity, c is the specific heat capacity, and theta naught is the ambient temperature. And we need to figure out the maximum temperature of the chip. So we need to do all the things which we have studied in the previous two videos. Let's start with Fs. Shear force is tau s into Wt1 upon cos phi. So this is shear force is equal to shear stress upon area into area. So stress into area will be force. So first we need to estimate Wp and Ws. This is the procedure. So we can use any of the theory, but let's use Lee and Schaeffer solution or Lee and Schaeffer estimate for phi. So we are given other two angles. So we'll estimate the value of phi. We have got the phi. So we'll all other things are already given. So we can estimate the cutting force. And so this is not F shear force. This is the cutting force. Actually, this is a cutting force. So it doesn't matter much. We have the only one large force which is coming into picture while machining. So that's the use. So we have got the machining cutting force. Now we are given two velocities. We are not given with two velocities, but we want to estimate the value of R. So R was also the ratio of the chip thickness. So before machining and after machining, or before initial chip thickness and cut chip thickness, uncut and cut. So tan phi is R cos alpha upon 1 minus R sin alpha. So R will be tan phi. So that is because alpha value is 0. So that means this will be cos 0, 1 and 1 minus 0. That means R is equal to tan phi. So R we have got from phi value. And now we can estimate the Ft, which is Fc tan of lambda minus alpha. So they are coming from merchant circle. We have known we had some circle related like this. Let me use some free space. Okay, this is good. So we had some circle like this, or I can use this circle. So we had a circle like this, and in which we were drawing some lines which were force lines. So this was the cutting force, this was the thrust force, this was some force F on the tool, this was the normal force, we had a shear force Fs, and this was the some other force. I don't remember them exactly, but they were covered in the merchant's theory, and this was the angle phi, that was shear plane angle. So these are the angles and these are the forces which I'm referring to everywhere. So you cannot forget these things. These are the base for everywhere. So from there, the trigonometric relation comes up and we can find Ft. And from Ft, we can find F. So that is the total force F. And Wp will the equation which we have derived earlier. So that is over here. The F is the total force. So we have got Wp, that is the primary work or work done in primary region. The work done in secondary region was given by this. So that is also estimated. So you see the work done in secondary region is much smaller than work done in primary region. So you can estimate or you can have some intuition that the temperature rise in the primary region in the workpiece due to the primary forces will be much higher than the temperature rise due to the secondary shearing. So let's come over here. So we'll first estimate the value of tau. This is not tau, this is theta, that is rho v c t1 by k. So we have these things, we are given everything. So we get that value. We now estimate the x value. So I'm everywhere saying estimate because we are making some errors or we are doing some approximation round of errors. So I'm just using the word approximating. So x has been approximated as 10.32%. So that is the percentage of heat which was going to my, what do we say? It was going to my So I get the value of theta P. Now we can get the value of theta S also. We have all the values already found. So I can get the value of theta S, that is the temperature rise in secondary. Theta P was temperature rise in primary zone. So the total temperature rise is given by this value, that is 835. So this is a very large value. But since it is going to be a very small region, this temperature rise is not going to indicate that it is a very huge amount of heat. Since it will be of smaller in a point size, the temperature rise can be ignored, and it need not be ignored if it is a large area and that high temperature has been seen. That means that is a high energy transfer taking place, but this need not always indicate that is there is a high energy transfer. High temperature and high energy transfer are two different things. In the next video, we'll start with the tool consideration. So we'll end over here. Thank you.